Hey Love Englishers!
Welcome back to the channel.
I'm Sabrah.
And I'm Leila.
And today we have a very honest lesson for you. Also a relaxed lesson.
Yeah, I got my
Starbucks. It's actually a holiday here in the UK, so we're kind of relaxing, we're kind of chilling out a little bit.
It's Easter, so we should be eating chocolate, really.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm waiting for mine.
I've got hot chocolate, so. Yes, so today, guys, we are going to tell you our honest opinion as English teachers about how quickly you can get fluent in English. Before we get going, guys, I promised you in the last video I filmed that we would say hello in some of your languages that I missed. And thank you so much for all your lovely comments telling us how to say hello.
We're learning lots of different languages thanks to you guys.
Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. We have people from Somalia watching, Eritrea, all around the world.
Wow.
It's very, very exciting. So, do you want to start, Leila?
Okay, I checked the pronunciation here. So Russians, correct me if I'm wrong, Privet. Privet.
I think that sounds right.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's not. It's Privet.
Privet, yeah?
It's Privet. There we go.
Okay, Privet.
Privet.
And so, Privet. And I have to say to India, hello to India, Namaste.
Namaste. You get the easy ones.
I've got a hard one later in a minute.
Right, okay.
And Namasakar, I believe, is also another way to say hello in a different part of India. Yeah.
Okay. I've got Chesht.
Yep, Polish.
Slow Polish.
Hello, Poland. And I've also got Sawadee Ka. Hello to Thailand. Sawadee Ka. Okay, guys, keep commenting. Tell us about your languages, and we will say hello another time.
Oh, maybe you could let us know how to say goodbye in your language.
That's a good idea.
Watch to the end, and we'll try and do that.
Yeah.
So today is really just an informal chat with you guys to talk about how fast you can realistically become fluent in English and really what fluent means for you.
Yeah, that's right. And Leila and I have actually both been teaching English for a very long time, for donkey's years.
Donkey's years. Donkey's years is a great way of saying a really long time.
Yes. So I've been teaching since I started teaching actually in South America when I was 18, teaching children, and yes, 10 years and a bit more on, I'm still teaching. So how about you, Leila?
I started teaching when I was about 25, so I'm 21 now. How does that work out? I've gone backwards.
Let's not be too honest about our ages. Yeah.
So now, as many of you know, we actually teach EAP, English for Academic Purposes, but we both taught at TEFL, language schools, so teaching English as a foreign language.
Yeah.
Now we focus more on
IELTS, university English, so preparing students with their English to go to university, so being able to speak in English confidently, be able to listen,
seminars, much more specific what we do now.
Much more academic, but I've taught IELTS before, CAE, I know you have as well, Leila.
FCE, all the acronyms you can think of. Yeah.
So guys, I think it's really important to say about fluency that this word fluency can mean different things for different people. And I think there's so much on the internet to say, oh, if you do this, you'll get fluent, or follow these steps and you'll get fluent. And that can work for some people, but if you're finding that you're following some of those and you don't feel you're getting fluent, it could be because actually you don't know what fluent means for you. Does fluent mean to be completely proficient in English and like a native speaker? Because that takes a very long time. Being honest, it takes a very long time. And it depends on the person, but it can take a very long time.
Yeah, and when we mark people in speaking exams, they have to complete a speaking exam as you would in IELTS, very similar at the university level, but we don't actually consider fluent to be perfect English.
No. Yeah.
It's about maintaining conversation.
Yeah.
So not getting stuck when you can't remember a word, being able to explain that word and give a definition or an example in another way. That is fluency.
Yeah. Fluency, in my opinion, I think Leila and I have the same opinion, is being able to communicate well in the language, to be able to function in a country which actually speaks that language and be able to function well. Not always be able to understand everything, but be able to, understand 80% and be able to speak and be understood. That is, I think, fluent in many ways. Proficiency is different. Proficiency means perfect. So fluent, think about what fluent means for you and set yourself kind of measurable goals. Don't set your sights too high to think, oh, I want to be like a native speaker. Because yes, you may want to be like a native speaker and I'm sure you'll get there, but it takes time.
And I think you've got to not be scared of making mistakes. Making errors doesn't mean that you're not fluent. Again, Sabrah was mentioning proficiency.
Yeah.
So it's really about maintaining speech. If you make a mistake, keep going. That is fluency. Correct yourself. Even English.
Flowing with the language.
That's it. Even native speakers will make pronunciation and vocabulary mistakes on occasion.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we stop talking.
I've heard English people say, what was it they always say? There's that really common mistake. It's particularly common with Cockneys.
What is it? Like, she don't?
Yeah, she don't.
My nan does it. I love you, Nan, but my nan speaks like this. So, you know, having perfect grammar is actually, it's not really reflective of what a real native speaker talks like. So forget that when it comes to fluency.
Yeah. And the other thing, guys, right, big tip here, and I think something that's so important towards building your fluency is it really does depend on the person. Everybody has a different learner style, a different learner speed. What language have you learnt in the beginning? So, for example, if you're Arabic, your alphabet is completely different. Your brain is wired for a different language. If you're Chinese, again, it's the same, completely different characters, completely way of expressing thought. So it's going to take a little bit longer if your language is very different in its structures to English. If you're from a Latin-speaking country, that's going to be much easier, yes.
Even without speaking Italian, before I could speak Italian, I could recognise words in Italian because they're the same more or less, except with an extra vowel at the end, in English. So I could understand that quite easily.
Yeah. And I know some people, I see this with our students, that sometimes some students are a little bit slower to learn the language and they get very frustrated when they see other people in the classroom learning more quickly. Now, you mustn't feel like that because, as I was saying, everybody learns with their own speed, and it could be that you are more kind of obsessed or interested in being correct. So actually, you might hear other students speaking and think, oh, they're speaking so much and they're so much better than me, but are they correct? So that's the other thing, guys. If you're making lots of mistakes, okay, yes, you are fluent and you are doing well with that, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily speaking correct English. So just be patient with yourself and keep thinking, everybody learns at a different speed. I'm finding my speed, you know?
Yeah, and I think the important thing is when you compare yourself to others, it's not a great way to reflect on your progress.
No.
You really have to, you were saying having measurable goals, really consider where you were 2 weeks ago compared to where you are now. And you should be able to identify, and certainly your teacher, if you have an English teacher, will be able to tell you what areas she thinks you're making progress in. And I think picking specific things that you're getting wrong, so whether it's a pronunciation error, I've got a couple of Thai students at the moment and I'm desperately trying to get them to correct L and R. You can always go to Sabrah's video.
There's my video on that,
have that problem. But focusing and having goals, I think, is really going to help you become fluent and also feel that you're making that progress to give you that encouragement and motivation, which we all need.
Yeah, definitely. Now, another thing I want to say, Leila, and Leila, I'm going to ask you about this, and this is that being shy doesn't help you to become fluent, and being shy is going to make you somebody who takes longer to become fluent. So Leila, tell us a little bit about that.
I'm not shy. Okay, no, I'm not shy in English. I'm not remotely shy. But as Sabrah was mentioning earlier, that if you are worried about the mistakes you're making, you're called a concrete learner. You want to know the rules, you want to know the exact grammatical structures so that you don't make mistakes. And because I'm a teacher, maybe, I'm a bit like this. So when it comes to speaking Italian, I kind of stick with the phrases that I know and I try not to push myself.
She's dogmatic.
Definitely, I'm more aware of the errors I'm making, and so I don't speak as much as Sabrah does in Italian. Sabrah is quite natural and just kind of, you go for it, don't you?
But I do make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So we're very different kind of learners, and yes, maybe I'm more fluent than Leila, but I'm not as correct always. So it depends what you want from your fluency. Do you want to take it more slowly and not be as fluent but be very correct? Or do you just want to be able to communicate and speak a lot and not worry about mistakes? It will depend on culture as well. Asians relax. Really, you can't learn all the grammar perfectly at once. It takes time. In Asian culture, it's very important to be correct. And I know that you feel very bad when you make mistakes, but you must relax.
Yeah, and Arabic speakers, pick up a grammar book.
Yes.
We love you, but pick up a grammar book.
That's right.
Right, okay, so motivation. Now, what is it that motivates you to learn English? Whether it is business, whether it's going to university like our students, whether it's looking for an English girlfriend or boyfriend, who knows?
Could be, yeah.
Whatever your motivation is, really consider how you can achieve what you need to for that purpose, for that goal.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, how motivated you are, how much you really want to learn English will hugely affect your fluency. Are you spending an hour every morning listening to English podcasts, reading the English papers, you know, having English on in the background? Are you immersing yourself in it? Depending how committed you are to it will really affect your fluency.
I think the worst motivation for learning a language is your parents. The students that we have that have been sent over here because their parents just like, you have to learn English, you have to do it. Unfortunately, especially when you're young, you don't always appreciate these opportunities that are presented to you. And I think sometimes they're really lacking motivation. They're just here to have fun and they're not too bothered about taking this opportunity and learning English.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And I think, you know, the more you enjoy it, the more you're going to want to listen to English and want to talk to native speakers and, you know, really want to become fluent in the language. And I think when you see people that really want to, they do actually.
They learn,
you know,
fast.
They do learn.
I think that's the biggest thing.
So, you know, what are you? Why are you learning? Do you want to be that person who can speak very well in business meetings, or do you want to be able to, you know, watch an English movie without, you know, having to stop and translate things? Why are you learning? And it's really good to keep referring back to that.
I think we would really like to know why you are learning English, because that's something that could help us develop some lessons for you.
That's
if we've
true.
got a lot of people that are learning English for business, then we might even come up with a few
business lessons,
business phrasal verbs. We've both taught business English.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's true.
So let us know, what are you doing, or are any of you looking to go to university here?
Yeah. Tell us about it, guys, in the comments. We love to hear from you. It's so exciting to see how many people we've got watching us from all around the world. Now, as we were just saying, guys, yes, it is all about your motivation. And on this channel, we hope we'll make you fall in love with the English language. That's why we're called Love English.
Or us, you know, whatever works.
Brilliant, guys. Well, we hope this kind of honest chat has helped you sort of be able to understand what fluency is and how you can achieve it, but also kind of taking steps in a slow but confident way towards it.
Also, don't forget, I asked you earlier, tell us how to say goodbye in your languages. We've been saying hello, but we like to learn with you. So let us know in the comments below. And at the end of the next lesson, look out for that. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a look at our next lesson, Steps to Fluency. That might be the thing that helps you learn.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye. This is funny. Okay. Hey, Love Englishers.
Oh. Full stop.
Okay, what shall I say first?